Yay! Welcome to Procrastination Central, which is now turned into Procrastinating Love. Aw, we're here with two souls. This is gonna be
What up,
different.
people?
We're just gonna talk about like relationship style shit. So, like me, I've been married over 30 years. No, it's been like 15
30
years though.
years.
I've been married a
You
long
don't
ass
even look
fucking
like you're
time.
30 yet.
I'm 35. But
Got that
and
baby face going on.
two souls, she's single, right?
Yes.
Or is there somebody out there that would be upset to hear you say that you're single?
Oh, no, I'm single. I'm single like a Pringle, ready to mingle.
Okay. So like I just wanna like talk about different like maybe perspectives and shit, like maybe just bounce off each other from like the fact that I have a lot of marriage. Like my shit isn't perfect, but it's lasted, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like, you being single in this day and age, that's, because if you think about it, 15 years to be single, that's cool, but I'm way out the game. I don't know what the fuck people are doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. It's a whole new ball game.
So let me ask you this, because I even have a problem like having people be friends. Because I think it's weird. You know what I mean? Like, oh, why don't you hang out with us? I'm like, I'm a grown ass man, fool. I'm going home. It's always that. But how do you really like meet people?
Man, it's hard right now. Like everything. So when I first got single, that was like a couple years ago, and it was a new ball game for me because everything was online. Like you don't just meet people like, hey, how you doing? What's your name? Like,
Like a
can I buy
job
you a drink?
application and shit?
It's you can't just go up to people anymore because everything's like, oh my god, who's this guy just trying to come up to me? What a perv or what? Get out of here, get out of here. Like girls get
you,
freaked out,
you
and
think
I'm
that's
like,
made it harder?
I think so. I mean, I wouldn't want to do that to anybody. Like if they came up to me and said, how you doing? Whatever. Like I'm cool. Like, but I've seen it happen where like if I'm with my girlfriends or whatever, and they're like, oh my god, this guy's trying to buy me a drink. Oh my god, and I was like, cool, let them buy you a drink, but people perceive it a different way. So now it's like everything's done online where everybody's trying to like go on the dating sites and meet each other online and stuff like that.
I think there's some kind of like it's a little better because I remember, you would see fools in the corner like, and then you just like seeing them dance their way over there, and you're just like, oh no, it's not gonna be good, dog. It's like, hey, Car, what's going on here? Like, ill. And then sure enough, they get rejected, like, whatever, bitch, and then they just walk
Yeah.
away. So it's
Well,
like
that's what
maybe
they
that's
get
bad.
mad. They do get mad like that too. Online too.
Yeah.
I've had that happen, where it's like,
Girls,
man,
like
yeah.
you fucking lesbian bitch. They just walk away.
I'm like, oh,
Rude.
now I'm a bitch, huh? But earlier you were begging for my number or begging for, to go take me out or whatever have you. It's like, come
Yeah,
on, man.
hey, let me show you the world, girl. So yeah,
Debajo la luna y las estrellas. That's what they would say. Yeah,
yeah, and then then you're like, no, thank you, and then they're like, you're ugly anyway.
right. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Oh man, they get all sour and shit. Like, come on, man.
But
These
doesn't
are
it
the
doesn't
fish in the
it
sea.
like Tinder and shit? Doesn't it work like where you two have to like each other?
Yeah, so that's the way it works. So they won't be able to like message you unless you like if there's an exact like match or something like that.
No, but I
So
mean that makes it easier to be like, oh, I like this person and they like me versus
yes, it makes it
whatever,
easier.
bitch. Or does that still happen?
No, no, I think that one it would make it easier because that's kind of like how it works on some of the apps where like you wait for them to reply. Basically, that means that they saw your profile and they're interested. So like, cool, what's up? But then there's those other stupid dating sites where like you're the one that you swipe right, and then you're hoping that they would message you back, but then they probably don't, and or they're probably it's a robot. There's a lot of fake
Mm.
profiles.
Now, I do have this question. Now, I'm gonna say this right now into the camera. No homo. All right. But I've always wondered this because I'm a man, you know what I mean? I don't do that shit. How
What's
many
the
dick pics?
question? Spit it out.
How many dick pics have you gotten on that shit?
Oh my gosh.
Do you really get that many?
I get a lot, yeah. And not only that, there's
Wow.
been video too. Like there've been times where like out of a sudden I don't even get a warning, and it's like, here you go, and here's the video. Like,
People are still doing that shit for reals.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, on my DMs, like that's kind of how it's been too in my Instagram. Like, just just boom, so bold, and just here you go. I'm like, I was not expecting that. Like
Yeah, do you
unsolicited,
ever go? I was
unsolicited
expecting
pics.
more.
I should use that line. You're like, next time, let me know when to pull out the microscope so that way I can be
Oh,
ready.
why do we gotta go like that? Why we gotta down the man? Nah, but for reals, I really do think that's weird. Like, just shoot the shit out, and it's like,
Yeah,
why? Why? I don't want to see that.
I have no idea what's the point of that, to be honest.
Now, do you send pics out like that?
No,
Never.
nah, I don't send them out like that either. Like how
Dude,
they
get
be
out of here.
doing. Like, here you go, boom. No, that's called unsolicited. I don't be doing unsolicited pictures like that.
That is true. You
You know what
like
I
you
mean? Like, why
you don't
would I
want people
want to
coming
do
to your
that?
house either. Like, I
No, I'm
don't
not
want
gonna.
people hanging around my house. I don't want people fucking sending me messages I don't want to talk to.
If it's a
Damn.
mutual thing, if it's mutual, then that's different. Like if you've been talking and you're like, you know what, can you send me a picture? Or even if they don't ask, if I want to be like, okay, I'm gonna show you something, and then to make the person smile, whatever shit. Okay, cool. But I'm not gonna be
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
trying to, force anybody to watch. Oh, look at me, and then just pull it out like how that's how I feel like guys do. Look at me, and then boing.
Does anybody ever said it's soft? Just like, here's the preview. Just like,
But I've gotten catfished before
uh,
a lot of times. That's one thing that's happened. I don't understand what's the
uh,
point of that. I
what
just get
what
why
what kind of
people are going to
catfish?
be uh from Louisiana. Just kidding.
Thought you were gonna get you some Creole, huh? Some of that Creole loving. Kitty,
No,
you
but
gotta
like
go, man. Just sit
Louisiana
right here.
catfish and
No, but like, well, okay. So what's the worst catfish?
with that hot chili.
Oh no, that's why you got burned. No, but like, what's the worst one you got though? Like, what did they? It was a dude. It was a lady. What?
I had one that he sent me a picture, and I thought, okay, so this one's crazy. This is a crazy story. So it was a sergeant from the army, from the
Mm,
military, and fine as fuck, handsome. And I was like, wow, okay. He hit me up. What's up, girl? Blah 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 blah. And we were texting back and forth on the dating app, right? For a while. So it seemed like everything was going cool. The conversation was flowing. There was no like creepiness or nothing. So I was like, all right, it sounds like believable, whatever. And then he's just like, hey, why don't we get off the dating site so we could talk one on one, and we could video chat or something like that, right? And he gave me he's like, do you have Kick? And I'm like, I don't have Kick. Like I never wanted to download that shit, but
so this is a while ago.
yeah, this was a while ago. So
I
what
like how
up?
you just threw that in there. Like, do you have MySpace? You just casually threw that shit in there. Do you have a Telegram system?
Oh no, do you have AOL? Remember AOL?
Oh man, do you have a little chat? Maybe we could go there.
or,
Like,
or,
oh,
or
this was
Yahoo. Oh
yesterday.
no, Yahoo. I remember Yahoo was the one that everyone would get on to. But
So this
but
was in
anyways,
this was in
this was
2002. Go on.
okay. So then, no, nah, that wasn't no 2002. Don't get me in, don't throw me in the fire because my daughter, if she
Uh,
sees it, she's gonna be like, wait a minute, were you cheating on my dad? Because I was
oh,
married
all
at the
right, all right.
time.
Oh, my bad, my bad. No, no, no. This was in
But
a
this was
single
like
time.
in 2016 or something like that. Anyways,
Jesus.
so
Go
I
on.
got the I uploaded the stupid thing, right? And then I was
Mhm.
like, all right, cool. Now we're talking. So now we're going back and forth on the conversation, just text messaging and sending pictures, right? So I was like, hey, why don't you send me a picture of what you look like right now? Like not something from a long time ago. And he's like, yeah, well, I'm right now stationed at, the barracks, da, 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 da. And I don't know if I could do that. I don't want to get in trouble, but I'll send you one anyways. So he sends me one. And then I could see that it says here, like Sergeant, what was his name? I think it was Cortez, Sergeant Cortez. So I was like, all right, he sent it to me. Cool. It looks believable. But then I was like, all right, I'll talk to you later. And I hanged up, right? Whatever. And then I said, you know what? I'm gonna Google this fool to see if it's real. So I Googled it. I typed in his whole name, and it popped up with all his social media. So I was like, oh, he has Instagram. I was like, all right, let me go on Instagram. I go on Instagram, and sure enough, he was on there. I was like, oh shit, he's on here. All right, so that's him. I got all happy. I was like, oh my god, like this guy's so handsome. He's talking to me. He sounds cool as fuck. And so I was like, all right, let me look
Mm.
at these pictures. So I started looking at his pictures because it was public. And I saw one picture, right? And I go, wait a minute, this is a picture that he just sent me, swearing that it was that it was this morning, right?
Mhm.
Why do I see the picture? The date of the post was dated like 3 years ago, and I'm like, wait a minute. So this picture, the guy, the sergeant, he writes his little captions of like how proud he is and blah blah blah, whatever he's saying, right? And it says the date, and I'm thinking, 3 years ago, this fool tried to trick me talking about he sent this picture and he just took it now. I'm like, wait a minute, something's fishy going on. I start scrolling down more and more, and I see a lot of pictures that match to the profile that's on the dating site. And I'm like, all right, I'm getting catfish big time. I'm getting
Yeah.
catfish. So then I go back on Kick and I go, hey, so why don't you video chat me right now? I said, I want to see who you are. And he's like, why, you don't believe me? And he starts getting out feisty, and I was like, "Oh hell no! This motherfucker wants to fight me." He's like, "Oh, so you don't believe me now?" He goes, "I'm trusting in you, and you decided to not trust me. How can I build a relationship with you when you're acting this way?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
How you gonna send me that money I need?
You get
I
my
gotta
drift?
pay rent.
So then he goes, "I'll give you my actual telephone number so you can call me. How about that?" And I said, "All right, give it to me." He gives it to me, and it's somewhere in Fresno. And I was like, "Fresno?" I'm like, "I thought you said that you lived over here in Ukaipa, over here by the 10." And then he's like, "Well, this is my phone number. Call me." And I was just like, "All right." But then by then I was like, "Man, this fool's fake." So I said, "Hey, you know what? You talk about God so much and all that because he kept talking about that with me, right? About how like how our souls met and blah 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 blah, right?" So then
Two souls. Is that where it came from?
he's all like, I'm gonna what he said? He said, oh no, I told him, hey, you know what? I know you're a fraud. I said, why don't you just confess that you're not the sergeant that you're saying you are. I go, you're not that person in that picture. I said, you're doing fraud. I go, you're catfishing me. And he goes, why do you say that? I can't believe you're saying that about me. How dare you? And I was like, you know what? I'm
How
gonna
dare
report
you?
your ass. He said, I'm gonna report your ass. So, anyways, so I blocked him or whatever, right? And then guess what I do? I go on it back on Instagram. And on
Mhm.
Instagram, since the guy's a sergeant, he has his phone number, his email, and everything there, like so people could, he could recruiting people, right?
Yeah.
So I called him. I called the actual phone number on Instagram, right? And I said, "Hey, are you Sergeant so and so?" He goes, "Yeah, what's up?" And I'm like, "Are you on a dating site?" He goes, "What?" He starts laughing his head off. He goes, "Man, I knew it." He goes, my military guys, my buddies, they told me one day somebody was gonna do this on on a dating site, that they were gonna catfish my whole pictures and everything because I have my stuff public." And I said, "Well, they did that." I said, "Are you single?" And he goes, "Yeah." And then I go, "All right, so what's up then?"
Wow.
He's like, "You laugh." He
Wow.
goes, "You're funny." And I go, "Nah, let me tell you this story how it happened." I start telling him. He goes, "Can you go ahead and email me all the conversations that you guys had, and then we're gonna investigate this because that's a federal offense, impersonating a military person or whatever." And I was like, "Fuck, really? All right, cool." And I sent him everything, and then I'm like, I hope you don't get all weirded out because all my conversations and shit." I had personal conversations on there, a little bit. And but yeah, that shit's crazy though. That's when I got catfished by thinking that I was talking to somebody that was in New York. He was in New York. The actual person lived in New York.
But he had a Fresno number?
He had a Fresno number, and he said he lived out here in Ukaipa because it said on the location where he was at on the dating site. It says where the location's at. And when he gave me his number, it didn't like. It was kind of. I was like, you know what? But people, move and all that, so they keep their same numbers. I didn't think so much of it, but then
Yeah.
when I started knowing that it was fake was because he didn't want to go on like on a video, like for nothing. And that's when I knew. I was like, nah, he's fake.
What what if he was like, yeah, I'm out here in Ukaipa. I hate it when the ball drops for New Year's. Like, there's no balls in Ukaipa. Nah, like you're shoveling your
Oh yeah.
snow out of your driveway. There's no snow in Ukaipa. Like just like weird shit to let
Yeah,
her know
like
how.
all like the opposite. Yeah, that's how you know it's fucking fake and shit.
Yeah. It's just like. I hate taking the subway. There's no subway, you guys. What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, it's
Uh,
crazy.
that sucks though, because I feel like you like you're trying to build this connection with somebody, and you have an actual like, you know what I mean? You guys
Yeah,
obviously you
because
guys
we did like
talk.
conversate for like a whole week. We did
Yeah.
conversation for like a whole week, every day, and then like more than once a day. And then I'm like, oh fuck, that's fucked up. All right. I'm
Now
like,
let
all
me
right,
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Okay, let's say he's not your type, right? Because I see a lot of these like Netflix shows and shit. You're 100% invested with this motherfucker, like he's cool as shit. Hey, get out of there. You don't eat bananas, you dick. Sorry. It's fucking weird. So yeah, like there's all these shows. So you had a connection with this fool,
yeah.
but it was all based on him lying. So if he was honest
Basically.
with you and he was just like a grotesque individual, would you still fuck with him?
Well, I mean, I didn't even know what he looks like, to be honest with you,
What if he
because he
told
had
you,
fake
what
pictures.
if he told you, look, sweetie, I'm fucking
Sweet.
disgusting, but this isn't really me, and then this is me, and then he shows up.
No, I would still be upset because of the fact that he lied, like the principle about it. As far as it goes, like what's up? What else he's gonna lie about? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. You know.
What if he said, I want to be honest with you, just butt
No, he
naked?
should have been honest from the get go. He shouldn't have faked anybody. He shouldn't have pretend.
That
You know,
is true though. But
he should have
what
been
if
just
like,
himself.
but with his looks, he would have never met someone
No,
like you.
no, you don't know. I mean, he doesn't know that. He should just be himself. This is how I see. They should just be himself. There's going to be someone out there for someone, anyways. You know what I'm saying? I
But
don't
not for
know.
you.
No, I mean, I wouldn't know what he looks like. I'm not that shallow.
All
So,
right, let's say you meet a guy, right? Nice guy. You see his face, you see him talking to you, everything's great, and then you have a hard connection with him. It's cool. It's everything's great, and you see him. He's straight, but he
uh-huh.
doesn't tell you that he's in a wheelchair.
Oh, you know what? That happened to me. That
Did it?
happened to me. Yes, that happened to me. So like all his pictures were like nice looking, everything, right? But all the pictures were from the waist up. So
Uh
I was like,
huh.
oh wow, this guy's handsome. And and I would even see him on video because I would see his video streaming, like live stream. And I'm like, hey, this cool. Like this, he's fun. He's like funny personality, everything good. And then we traded numbers or whatever, and finally we met. And then he's just like, all right. I'm like, all right, cool. I met him at the park. And he's like, and he told me at the last minute though. So what was I to do, right? Like right when I was at the park. He was just letting you know I'm in a wheelchair, because from the waist down, like he basically cannot move. I was like,
Ooh.
fuck, really? But you know what? Like it didn't really like I still wanted to talk to him because I was like interested in how he was. Like his personality was fucking popping. And yeah, we talked that day. We had a good time at the park, chilled, and that was it, you know. But
Why
he was a
was
little
that
too
it?
young. He was a little too young for me.
A little too short.
Nah, no, it didn't matter. He was in a wheelchair. He was
For
cool
real?
as fuck,
No, be
man.
honest. Like, cause he
No, he
sounded
was
cool as fuck.
he was
How
cool
come he didn't get to the next
because he
level?
was too young for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just he had his whole life ahead of him. I'm an old vieja, dude. I'm not trying to be with no youngster. I'm not trying to look like his mama and shit.
You have to drop him off at school. No, okay. Jesus. I so you like you not to down you or make you sound bad, but you dated quite a bit.
I have. I've been single for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, you've been fucking catfished. You the guy in the wheelchair, which is nice. I did get hit on by a blind girl one time.
What? How's that?
Yeah.
How did she even see you?
No, I swear to God, this is the weirdest shit, right? So I'm in Palmdale, and we're living and working at the shop. So we're fucking chilling, right? And this is the time I'm just drinking. Like we just drink all day, and we were just sitting there drinking, and then the lady was getting her car done. So it's two black ladies, and they're both sitting there. And then she goes, "Hey, are you single?" I said, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "Oh, because my friend likes you." And I said, "Who's your friend?" And she's sitting over there. She goes, "Why don't you come talk to her?" And I said, "What?" Like, yeah, like I don't know. I thought it was just weird. Like, how the fuck you like if we were in school, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I was about to say. Remind me
I
of
was
high
like,
school
that's
and
kind of
shit.
weird. So I have a yeah, I just walked over there because I was drinking. I don't give a fuck. I walk over there. I say, "Hey, what's up?" And she goes, "Hey," and then she started doing the
The
like,
Macarena.
yeah, like the look and shit, and I was like, but it didn't hit me at the time. I was just like, "Oh, she's trying to take it all in," you know. So I said,
Oh,
"What's going
she's
on?"
trying to sniff you to
She
see if you're
goes,
there.
she goes, "Hi," and she sticks her hand out, and she stuck her hand out like, so I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" So I shook her hand, and she goes, "You sound really sexy," and I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, you have like big ass hands too," and I was like, "What?" And then she goes,
It's getting kind of weird.
"Yeah, like it's just weird, like to compliment and to talk about this, right?" So I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I look at her friend, and then I just hear like, "Yeah, he's like, he's kind of tall," and I was like, and it hit me. I was just like, and I look over, and everybody in the shop's laughing because
Oh
I'm a fucking
shit.
idiot, right? Because I don't know. There's nothing wrong with it. But I didn't know, and I wasn't going over there under that assumption. And these fools are cracking out, and I go, "Oh, all right." And she goes, "Why don't you give me a call?" And I said, "Sure." I mean, she didn't look bad at all. She was nice looking, younger girl because I was a young guy when I was fucking lost out there. And she gave me the number, and I remember when she left, I was like, "You fools knew she was blind?" Like, "Yep." I was like,
Damn.
"Why didn't anybody say anything?" She's like,
Now
"What'd she
that's a blind
say?"
date for sure.
Yeah, she goes, "What did how did she know about you?" And I said, "She said I sounded sexy or some shit." And then they all started cracking up like, "Fool, you sound stupid." But that shit happened. I remember thinking like, "What the fuck?" So, but then I remember seeing that movie Ray. Do you remember that Ray Charles movie?
Yes,
When
yeah.
he would touch their hands, but he would touch their fucking their
The
wrist,
wrist? Yeah, the wrist.
and then to see if he had a big girl or a regular. Because he had like a big ass wrist
So
to go,
did she
"Oh
touch your
no."
wrist?
No, she touched my hand. She said my hands were big. I was like,
Oh, she had to touch those fingers.
apparently. I was like, what the fuck? Imagine she'd be like, "Oh yeah,
No.
you're so." Oh no, 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 no! Like fuck that. Get this motherfucker out of here. I'd be like, wait a minute. I thought I had nice hands. But I don't know. I just think like when it comes to all that, you're not scared ever. You're gonna show up and this motherfucker's gonna be a murderer.
Yeah, there's times that I do trip out on that, but I that's why I go to like public places and I take my mace, I, I
Honest,
have I have a I have a little stunt gun.
do you? Is it one of those? Do you have it on you or what? Oh,
I bought it at Amazon.
I thought
It
you were
came in
gonna
a
bring it
packet.
out right now.
Oh,
You
no, it's
know,
in the
I have
house.
a
I should
little.
have. I'll bring it out next time so you can see
Damn, you're fucking real prepared. I thought you were gonna be like, "Yeah, I have a little stun gun," and then just pull it out. I was like, "Oh shit!"
it.
So let me ask you this, right? Are you open to the idea of being married again?
Yeah, I do have a lot of faith in that. I do. Some people don't believe in it after they've been, screwed over a couple times or whatever have you. They don't
Yeah.
want to bother with it, but I still have faith in it.
What about children? You're done.
No, I'm done. I got my boy and my girl. I don't need anymore.
That's it for you.
Yep, that's it for me. I
That's the
want to
way to
travel
do
the
it.
world.
That's the way. That's why I told my lady, like, boy and girl. Actually, I just wanted two, and she was like, "Why not more?" And this and that. And I said, "I just feel like once there's more than two, somebody gets lost in the mix. Like,
Oh, I see what you're
there's always
saying.
the young one, and there's always the old one, but there's always that person in the
The
middle,
middle, yeah.
or you have more, and then it's like, fuck, there is no middle. You know what I mean? Now there's more people in the middle getting lost. Like, fuck. So I don't know. I always felt that way. Like, you could give
Yeah.
enough attention to two people.
I come from a family of four. It's two boy. It's three girls and one boy. My brother's a
Damn.
little baby.
So do you ever feel like the people in the middle are just a little more?
Well, I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, I guess it's four of us, so it's two
Yeah.
two older sisters and then me and then my brother.
So do you feel like you just had to find your own way?
Nah, because I grew up with my brother. Me and him are the same age. We're like a year apart, and then my two older sisters, they're like 11 or 12 years apart of us. My mom waited
Oh,
that long. I know, right? My mom waited a long ass time to have us.
she
Shit.
said, I'm gonna have somebody take care of them. You
Yeah, my sisters
you
hated
my
that part.
kids.
They always had to carry us everywhere they go. My mom was always like, "You want to go out? You got to take your brother and sister." They're like, "Ah, fuck."
You're all drunk and shit. Like, get off of there. Get off.
Yeah, they take us everywhere when they were little. These like they couldn't stand it sometimes
Yeah,
because they couldn't
that's
party as
cool.
much.
But that's cool though. Yeah, because I mean, low key, like now it's like, in the moment, it's like, ah, fuck, like I had to deal with this shit. I gotta lug you around. But then later on, it's like, remember when we fucking took you here, went there? You know, it's like these weird
Oh yeah,
memories that,
we do have stories like that when we get together. We start
yeah,
talking about all the adventures and shit that happened and all that because like they grew up, like gangsters, you know what I mean? So it's just like we had to see all that for ourselves, me and my brother. And
mhm,
like we would see throwdowns, we would see like fucking crazy ass shit. And we'd be laughing like now that we're older, we're like, oh my god, you remember when we fucking got you high at the park? And I'm like, you got me high at the park? No, I don't remember that. They're like, you were like only 5 years old, and oh hell no. And then my mom's listening. She goes, "This all happened, and you guys didn't tell me." I'm like, "Mom, we were little. Like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't even know what was going on. I thought I was drinking some good juice, and I didn't know it was like,
some
roofied or
Jesus juice.
whatever."
That's fucking crazy. Damn. So you got high at 5?
That's what she said. My sister, I don't
Was
know
they
about
making a joke? It's
that.
like, what the fuck? That's what she said. The way you said it too.
Well, everybody says it that way.
The way you delivered it. That was perfect. So
I'm
you got high
flipping.
at 5? That's what she said. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, that's what she said. Yeah.
Oh man. So, damn, that's fucking crazy. Okay,
Yeah,
so
we're
let's say you meet your husband, right? You meet your fucking love of your life now. You meet your husband, and everything's great, everything's beautiful, and you guys are starting your new life together. And he goes, I have a confession to tell you.
Oh God. What?
I'm fucking leaving you and I'm divorcing you. I
Uh,
fucking hate you. And then you're like, oh my God. And then he goes, I'm the guy that you ratted out that catfished you all those years ago. I
oh, and
went
it
to
comes
fucking
back to
jail
haunt
because
me.
of you.
It comes back to haunt me.
He's
Damn.
like, I went to jail impersonating a fucking officer
Oh,
just to get back at you.
damn. That'd be crazy.
That
That
shit
would
would
be
be
really
funny as fuck.
crazy.
No, okay.
He
So
could be watching us now. Oh my God.
let's
Imagine he's
say
watching right now.
he probably is. He's probably like, I'm gonna fucking get her. I'm gonna get her back one day. I'm gonna do what that fat guy says. I'm gonna marry her ass and I'm gonna burn her. Nah, but let's say because I trip out on this like let's say you end up with a man and you're a little older and you think that everything's cool, right? And then bam, he tells you, I can't do it anymore. I'm a homosexual.
Oh, I've heard stories like that happened to
Yeah.
actually that happened to this guy years ago that I was dating.
Uh-huh.
His wife did that to him. Yeah.
Oh, the wife.
Yeah. So
Normally it's the dude.
yeah, when I met him, he was single already, but I asked him like, "Oh, so what happened? Why aren't you, with anybody?" And he told me, "No, well, my wife left me for another woman, for a woman." I was like, "What?
Oh.
Oh shit!" So, but we didn't work out because he has so much insecurities like in his head, like constantly. Anybody I talked to, it was like, "Oh, what are you doing talking to her? What are you doing talking to him? What are you doing talking to her?" And I'm like, "Hijo de la chingada!" Like I can't stand this shit. Like right away talking to a female all of a sudden made him seem like I'm flirting or I'm like or what's going on? What's going on? Like what are you talking to her for? I'm like, damn, you still have that mentality of like someone's gonna fuck up on you because of what your ex did to you. You're bringing it to the new relationship, and that's not the way to do it. Like he hasn't healed from it. You need to heal from it first so you can continue a new relationship. If you're bringing all that baggage into a new relationship, it's not gonna work.
Damn, and then you're fucking worried about women. He's like, why are you talking to
And
that
that
bitch?
happens to
That's
women
my
too. Like
mama.
when the woman has a man that's been married for years, and then he decides to say, "Hey, I'm gay." Like, damn.
I've always wondered how that conversation goes.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
really like I'm a
crazy.
homosexual,
Like
or
I'm
does it
into
come,
men.
or does the guy come in and go, "Me gusta el pipi"?
Hey, no offense to nobody in the gay community. We love you guys.
Nah, nah, nah. I
Look,
mean,
look, there's so
nah.
many movies like that nowadays. I watch a lot of movies like that. Like as far as it goes, it's already out there, and
Yeah,
that happened where like one of the guys like decided to tell a woman like, hey, like the reason why I don't have like enjoy having sex with you is because so
it's a dude
start telling
because
her
you
the
don't have a
story.
mustache.
Oh, and then there was this one person that decided to say, well, I'll just put a mustache on and I'll dress like a dude, just so that way
That's
she can still be with him.
that's a keeper.
I'm like, damn, that's love.
That's fucking that 40-year-old virgin one. Like, you want me to dress up like Thor? I'll dress up like Thor. Nah, but you know what? Because I think about it, right? And it's like we're so complicated as people.
Yeah,
Is it really like always been in there that you like dudes? Or is it something that evolves in you? And I think like fuck, that must be hard if you've always liked dudes. But at the same time, why the fuck did you bring in somebody else and have this whole other life instead of just being yourself? But people are complicated and sometimes it's hard to just be yourself.
I think it is, and not only that, but it's also has a lot to do with society and how they view people, and
Yeah.
family to family también, like how they're gonna get viewed. A lot of times the people don't want to come out the closet because of that too, because of the same reasons they're gonna be judged, and
Yeah.
they start mistreating people. I'm like, I don't know, I'm not with it, but I don't agree that they should be mistreated. Anybody should be able to love whoever they want, to be free to love to whoever they want or whoever they want to be with.
What about whatever they want? Like those people that make love to their cars. That happens, or the weird
Like that
balloon stuff.
movie, there was a movie like that where the car was in love with the driver. Have you seen that one? It's an old '80s movie.
Fucking Knight Rider or Christine.
No. Yes, I think it's that one.
Oh, but the Christine
Isn't
kills
it?
everybody
Or wasn't it? Yeah, because she didn't. She was in love with the driver,
with the
with the guy
guy.
that owned the
Yeah,
car, and she didn't want, like, even when he had a girl in the car, like she was gonna kill her too because she didn't want nobody for him except for the car. Like the car had a brain. Crazy ass movie, huh?
I love that movie. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just think about it sometimes because it's like I'm in like an old school relationship, right? So me and her are very like traditional in a way, but I'm the fucking wild card, and I just think about it like there's so much between us that we don't have to like I say, it's so much difficult to be out there in the world. So let's just keep ourselves simple,
Yeah.
even though it gets complicated. But I would imagine that the complications we have are normal compared to I now love dudes, I now love ladies or whatever, or I think I'm another gender. You know what I mean? And it's like fuck,
Mm,
like I can just imagine what that does to your ego. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying like people nowadays, like, you know what, that's who you are. Cool. I accept you. I got love for you. But I'm talking about like older people, old school people who probably like get broken down. Like that's their whole identity.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit, now they're in the ladies or what am I supposed to do? Like you said in that relationship,
Oh,
that
like
guy's
what's his
fucking
name,
stuck
Jenner,
on it.
right? Like that guy Jenner.
Yeah, but that's not a good example because that fucking lady, she doesn't give two shits. She's like, be a guy, be a girl. I don't give a fuck. I'm getting paid. What the fuck? I mean, like real people who have to deal with it. I would love to have more people on here just to discuss shit like that with us, because a lot of times when it comes to people's like relationships and sexualities, it goes so much deeper. It's like
Yeah.
everybody has different arrangement too. It's like, oh, you could bang this person, and I have
Well, that's
banged
like
this
the
person.
open
It's like,
relationships. That's as far as it goes. There's open, people
not
that hit
even
me
that.
up. There's a lot of people that hit me up on my DMs too. Like, oh, could you be my third? Could you be our third R? And I'm like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? Like,
What's
you
army,
married?
not wheel?
Like, our third? Like, they want us to be like they want a third person to be in the bedroom, to be in their life.
To be like what? Oh, what is that called? It's not an open relationship. Is it polygamy?
Mm,
You know what I'm talking about? Like we have multiple people.
yeah.
Oh
Well, I
no,
don't.
fuck! I forget what it's called. A trifecta. I don't know. It's but no, I remember because this happened recently, no names, but they were like that there was this gay dude and this other gay dude, and they brought in a younger gay dude.
Oh
And
shit.
that the husband or the wife, I don't know what you say, the other husband was like upset about it because the the husband paid attention too much to the gay dude, the younger gay dude.
Oh, okay.
And then that was causing like friction. But
Yeah.
they do everything together. They go to parties,
Mm.
they go to fucking family functions.
There's
And I
actually a
was
lot
like,
of couples like that. I've met a few that are like that. They're cool with it, but then there's times where I hear that there's a lot of like, oh, they can't stand each other because so and so's giving too much attention to so and so or whatever have you. And it's just like, well, then why did you get into that stupid situation? Then you're gonna be constantly being insecure and be mad about it and jealous.
because to me personally, maybe because I can't multitask that great. How the fuck you gonna juggle like two people? How do you
Yeah.
really give your heart to two people? And I feel like people do, not judging them. I'm just saying, like personally, that would be hard as fuck for me. Like, how do you
Well, that's
really
how I don't
give?
understand how people cheat. That's the same thing I've always been telling myself. Like, how do people cheat?
Okay,
How do you find it in your time to have two conversations and go from one girl to the next? I'm saying you
I
just
would
left her
say,
and then you come to home, pretend like nothing happened. You just had sex with this other girl, and you come
I
home, you
would
kiss your
say, I would say,
wife.
cheating has to be broken down into certain sections. Cause yeah, he could go bang that other girl, but that whole other like affair part of it is what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's when it's like you have to give your all to two people. That's fucking crazy. You know
yep.
what I'm saying? Because if you bang this other person, who gives a shit? Like that's I get why people do
Well,
that.
that's
It's
just like
like
one night stands or some shit. But I'm talking about like
right.
emotional cheating. Like emotional cheating,
That's how do you
it could go on
go?
for years.
But then and then this is the crazy part, right? How do you take care of two people, right? And then what about you? You don't spend no time with yourself. You don't fix yourself up. You don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like there's three people in the relationship. There's always two people in the relationship. There's you, and then there's the other person. Then there's you, the other person, and then another person.
yep.
That's fucking
Oh man, I gotta
crazy.
go. Well, this
So
was a
we're gonna
nice
continue more of
lunchtime with
this.
you. We're gonna have to continue this conversation next time.
Yes, we're gonna keep going. Maybe we'll have more guests on here. Huh?
That's right.
Let's do it.
No more catfishing
Procrastinating
though.
love,
I'll tell you the
episode
next
one.
catfish that happens to me.
Yo, shout out to the guy who catfished her, and she's very sorry. And please don't marry her and divorce her in the future.
All right.
All
Peace
right,
out, guys. Go ahead and
peace.
follow us on Instagram and on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot all the links below.
All right.
Get it.
Thank you.
Peace.